Hey there, welcome to this video. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today I'm going to talk to you about a review of the Functional Patterns Human Foundation Practitioner Course and why I believe that this course is the best fitness qualification or certification that money can buy. I've broken this video down into 7 sections for you so that you can, if you want, scroll to the different timestamps on screen. We're going to cover what the course is about, why I went, the things I liked, the things I didn't like, how did the course help me physically, and how did it help my business as a coach and as a practitioner. Also, why I think this course is better than any other fitness qualification. That's probably the big one that you want to hang around for at the end. I ran with the course in London in May with Sol Bettini. She was accompanied by Chris, Harry and Karan. The course was essentially 3 days of intensive application and learning and practice from some of the foundational elements of the 10-week online course. There were 40 people in the room, which kind of blew me away a little bit. I was expecting maybe 10 or 15 people, but to see 40 people there was incredible. And what was really nice is that everyone there had the similar kind of vibe to them that I did, which kind of felt like I found my people, which was good. The reason I went to the Functional Patterns course was because I started working with a practitioner and doing the 10-week online course when I was diagnosed with chronic pelvic pain syndrome. And there were no answers for me in the medical community, and there certainly weren't any answers for me in the physiotherapy industry and the fitness industry. So I took a punt on Functional Patterns. I'd been following Naudi for years and I thought, hey, let's give it a go. And when I started to uncover some of the issues that I was facing with my physiology, I realized how relevant that is for everyone else that I work with. If you want to, you can stick around to the end of the video where I'll share a little bit of an update on my progress with Functional Patterns from a physique perspective. I've been on various courses out there, strength and conditioning, all the way through to more holistic courses, and this course in itself ran very, very well. So to cover the things that I really liked about it, there were no PowerPoints, firstly, which was amazing. There was no one standing with a clicker at the front of the room trying to tell you all the latest science and theory. It was purely application based on each individual's needs and what they needed for their bodies to change. The other thing that I really liked was the emphasis for each person in practice was to help them achieve the most perfect structure that they were capable of, maybe at that particular time and maybe in the future. When you start to dial in on the real technical aspects of the human body and posture and the movement patterns, you start to see amazing things. The things that I didn't really like was that communication was challenging. Because there were 40 people there and they'd come from all over the world, it was a challenge to start to communicate correctly with people. I didn't like that, but I kind of did like that at the same time, because as a practitioner and as a coach, it really challenged me. How can I communicate with this person so that they get the right result? It took time for the group to gel was another element that probably felt a little bit off. And I think that was down to my final point on what I didn't like, which is the protective nature of functional patterns. I understand why things have to be protected, and I understand the huge amount of flack that Naudi has faced in creating all these courses. I also understand that they've got a business to protect, and that is an investment of time and research. But I also think that there's a communal aspect to functional patterns that is possibly something that could be unpacked over the next couple of years. And I think you'll probably see that grow. So although it didn't fill me with joy, it kind of filled me with a bit of joy, because those contacts that I made are going to be contacts for life. How did the course help me physically? What I was going into, I was still dealing with some issues, especially when it comes to dynamic movements. Although I'm pain-free, if I start doing very dynamic exercises, I can end up back in pain. So I have to be very careful about what I do and what I don't do. With this course, I was nervous because I thought, well, am I going to be put in front of a room full of strangers and told to do things that I couldn't manage? And the beauty of this concept and the beauty of positioning and getting your body in the right place and seeking that perfection is that although you were challenged, you were only challenged in ways that your body could manage. And that was really powerful. On day one, I felt great. Day two, I woke up with a slight bit of an issue in my left leg. By day three, I felt amazing, and I felt so many more associations with the muscles that I was looking at, and so many more things made more sense to me. Doing an online course is fantastic, but getting that hands-on practical approach with someone, that makes a big, big difference. How did it help me as a coach? Well, this is probably relevant for quite a lot of people that are watching this. It helped me as a coach because it helped me realize that actually there are many different ways to solve a problem. There are many different ways to view a person's physiology, and by just branding everyone with the same brush and saying, oh well, everyone needs to be able to squat deep, everyone needs to be able to hinge into a deadlift, that would be a very bad mistake to make. So what I found really interesting about the course was that it took into account those variables, and it said, like, this person has got this problem with their spine, and although on the face of it, if you saw them do a squat or you saw them do something, they look okay, but if you take a deeper look and you really start to analyze what's going on in the body, you'll see that maybe just doing a squat could compound an issue later on in life. I certainly found that for myself. Although I could train and pack on a whole bunch of muscle, I was training into my dysfunctions. I was training into my spiral, and what that led to was injury and pain down the line. What it helped me with as a coach was to realize that I need to be able to translate all of this information at a high level, which is what functional patterns is. It's very high level technical, and I need to be able to parlay some of that to my clients. I need to be able to show them how to do things. I need to be able to physically demonstrate some of these things, but also get them to build the associations so that when they are using their muscles, they're using them the correct way. I think this is probably the most underrated and most needed fitness qualification that is out there. It has so much depth to it. When you start to unravel the 10-week online course, and then you start to practice those techniques on yourself, particularly the corrective exercises, and then you delve into some of the functional training system and moving into maybe even the parabar workout, you start to uncover the asymmetries that you may have developed over time. And I think that this is the best course because it sets you up for so much more learning and development. The reason I think that this is important is because if we look at the churn rate on the industry, the personal training industry and the fitness industry, people come and go into this career all the time and they look for the easiest way. Some of them don't even retrain. Some of them don't even keep themselves up to date with the latest trends. When it comes to functional patterns, it isn't a trend. It is just simply saying, this is how to fix your body. This is how to train your body the best way physically to stay away from injury, to stay pain-free, and to make sure that you're doing things in conjunction with how your body is oriented and how your body is designed. It's hard to explain, and I think that that's probably why I'm kind of rambling a little bit. But I want you to think about this as like the first step in a series of steps that are going to lead to better human health and optimization. And when you start to realize how powerful and how amazing the associations with all your muscles can be, you start to realize that actually a lot of people live their lives by degenerating through the years into old age. There was a quote that I listened to, it was part of a book, and it was someone who'd been genetically modified, and this is kind of a tangent. This book is really interesting. It's called Upgrade by Blake Crouch. The guy in this book, his genetics get upgraded. He gets upgraded physically to the point at which he can run again. And he said, you know, back when I was in my early teens and, you know, my 20s, I was running a lot because, you know, as you get older, your body ages and just falls apart, and you end up going to the gym, spending time on the elliptical in an air-conditioned room. And so I thought that was really interesting because that is, in essence, what happens to people. They get to a certain point in their life where they realize that actually they've let things slip And so what they do is they go away and train really hard in a gym, and they end up injuring themselves or compounding issues. If you sat in a chair for 10 years and you've not really done much, and then you suddenly go and start training, you've got to understand that it's going to take you at least 10 years to undo some of the damage that you may have done in that chair. Now, that's not to put a damper on things. That's me just being real with you and saying the reason functional patterns is what it is and is addressing these issues is because it's tangible. You don't have to spend an hour every day doing it. You can spend time every second just working on certain positions. As I sit here right now, I'm conscious of the muscles that are in my body. How many people can sit there and say that they're conscious of how they're sitting? How many people can say that they're conscious about how they move? Not many. And what functional patterns teaches is consciousness through movement. And I think that's really important. And that's why I think it's the best system out there. That was my review on the Functional Patterns Human Foundation Practitioner Course. Should you go for it if you're a coach? Yes, I would say go for it, learn as much as you can, and then make your decision from there. Should you go for it if you're not a coach? Hell yeah. There were so many people there that were not actually part of a fitness organization or attached to a health club. None of them, some of them weren't even trainers. They were just people who'd seen this stuff online and thought, hey, this is going to help me. I'm going to go and do this. I'm going to learn something new. And I think that that was a powerful message. How many fitness courses have you been on where people were just doing them just for a bit of experience? Not many, I bet you. Hopefully that's been a helpful video for you guys today, and I hope that you've gotten something from it. If you have any questions or would like to leave some feedback, please just pop a comment down below. Other than that, check out some of the other videos on my channel for more on functional patterns and for more on my story. Aside from that, have a great day, stay strong, and keep moving.